Imagine a relationship as a resilient ship, not just any ship, but a meticulously crafted vessel, built for endurance and designed to navigate the unpredictable currents and tempestuous squalls of the vast ocean of life. The harbor of love, that safe haven we all yearn for, should be a refuge, a place of solace and warmth, not a storm-ravaged port where anxieties and insecurities rage. We all dream of enduring relationships, partnerships that can weather life's storms together, side by side, with unwavering loyalty and mutual respect. We envision a bond so strong that it can withstand the harshest of winds and the most treacherous of waves. However, disrespect, that insidious and corrosive force, can creep in like a silent crack in the hull, gradually eroding the foundation of trust and safety upon which the entire relationship is built. It's a subtle seepage, often unnoticed at first, but over time, it can compromise the integrity of the entire structure, threatening to capsize the very foundation of love. Often, we fail to recognize the subtle whispers of disrespect, both in ourselves and in those around us, the quiet sighs of discontent, the dismissive gestures, the subtle jabs masked as humor. It can manifest in small, seemingly insignificant ways, a rolled eye, a sarcastic remark, a consistently unmet expectation, but leaves us feeling undervalued, unseen, and ultimately, lost in the vastness of our shared journey. This is not intended as a harsh critique or a finger-pointing exercise, a blame game where we assign fault and dwell on negativity. Instead, this is offered as a gentle map, a compass to guide us, an opportunity to illuminate the dark corners of disrespect that may be lurking within our relationships and within ourselves, and to steer towards clear, respectful waters where communication is open, empathy abounds, and mutual appreciation flourishes. In this exploration, drawing from both practical experience and the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, we will delve into 10 powerful lessons from Stoic philosophy that can help ensure no one disrespects you again, lessons that are not about imposing dominance or demanding subservience, but about cultivating self-respect, setting healthy boundaries, and fostering a relationship dynamic built on mutual understanding and genuine appreciation. These lessons will not only help you identify the often subtle signs of disrespect in a relationship, those warning flags that signal an impending storm, but also explore real-life examples, relatable scenarios that resonate with our own experiences, and, most importantly, provide actionable insights on how to heal and rebuild a thriving relationship, even when respect has been shaken and fractured. Because even the sunniest seas, the most idyllic partnerships, can experience a few unexpected ripples, those moments of friction and disagreement that test the strength of our bond. Together, by drawing on Stoic principles and embracing vulnerability, we can learn to navigate them with grace and understanding, strengthening the bonds that truly matter and creating a relationship that is not only resilient but also deeply fulfilling. Let's begin this journey of self-discovery and strengthening relationships with Stoicism, a philosophical school of thought that originated in ancient Greece and flourished in ancient Rome. Stoicism offers a practical guide to living a virtuous and fulfilling life, emphasizing self-control, reason, and acceptance of what we cannot change. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes not from external circumstances, but from within, from cultivating inner peace and living in accordance with nature. This philosophy, although centuries old, remains remarkably relevant in today's world, offering valuable tools for navigating the complexities of modern relationships and ensuring that we are treated with the respect we deserve. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming emotionless robots, rather, it's about understanding our emotions, managing our reactions, and making conscious choices about how we respond to the world around us. It's about developing a sense of inner strength and resilience that allows us to face adversity with equanimity and to maintain our composure even in the face of disrespect or unfair treatment. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the concept of focusing on what is within our control and accepting what is not. We cannot control the actions or opinions of others, but we can control our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This principle is particularly relevant when dealing with disrespect. We cannot force someone to respect us, but we can control how we react to their disrespect and how we choose to conduct ourselves in the face of it. By focusing on our own integrity and maintaining our composure, we can often diffuse the situation and command respect, not through force or intimidation, but through our own self-assuredness and unwavering commitment to our values. Now, let's dive into our first key lesson, compassion. In Stoic philosophy, compassion holds a deeper meaning than merely being merciful or feeling sorry for someone. It is the ability to recognize and understand the suffering of others, to truly empathize with their pain and struggles, and to act wisely to alleviate that suffering, not from a place of pity or condescension, but from a genuine desire to help and support. It's not simply feeling for someone, but feeling with them, understanding their perspective, and acknowledging their humanity. Marcus Aurelius, renowned Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, whose writings, known as Meditations, offer profound insights into living a virtuous life, once said, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" This powerful quote encapsulates the essence of Stoic compassion, recognizing our own imperfections and acknowledging that we are all fallible human beings. It's a reminder that we all make mistakes, we all have weaknesses, and we all struggle with our own internal battles. Before we rush to judge or criticize someone, we should first examine ourselves and consider whether we might be guilty of a similar transgression. This self-reflection fosters humility and understanding, allowing us to approach others with greater empathy and compassion. To cultivate compassion, the first and arguably most crucial step is to learn to empathize with oneself, to extend the same kindness and understanding to ourselves that we would offer to a friend in need. Often, we are our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to impossibly high standards and relentlessly berating ourselves for our perceived failures. This self-criticism can be incredibly damaging, eroding our self-esteem and making it difficult to connect with others in a genuine and compassionate way. When we accept and forgive our own shortcomings, when we acknowledge our imperfections and treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, we find it easier to understand and forgive others. We recognize that we are all works in progress, constantly learning and growing, and that mistakes are an inevitable part of the human experience. This self-compassion creates a foundation for extending compassion to others, allowing us to approach them with greater empathy and understanding. Next, and this is vitally important, we must listen sincerely and without judgment. Listening is not merely hearing the words that someone is saying, it's about paying attention to their body language, their tone of voice, and the emotions that underlie their words. It's about creating a safe and supportive space where they feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings without fear of being judged or criticized. Active listening involves asking clarifying questions, summarizing what you've heard to ensure understanding, and offering non-judgmental responses. It's about truly trying to understand the other person's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Listening is the foundation of empathy, allowing us to connect with others on a deeper level and to understand their experiences in a more meaningful way. Furthermore, genuine listening means setting aside your own agenda and truly focusing on the other person. It means resisting the urge to interrupt, to offer unsolicited advice, or to steer the conversation back to yourself. It's about creating a space where the other person feels heard, validated, and understood. This kind of attentive listening is a powerful act of compassion, demonstrating that you value the other person's thoughts and feelings and that you are genuinely interested in their well-being. Finally, and this is where compassion becomes action, we must practice compassion through small, daily actions, those seemingly insignificant gestures that can have a profound impact on the lives of others. From helping a stranger carry groceries to spending quality time with loved ones, these acts of kindness can brighten someone's day and create a ripple effect of positivity. Offering a listening ear to a friend who is struggling, volunteering your time at a local charity, or simply offering a smile to a passerby, these are all examples of how we can practice compassion in our everyday lives. These acts of compassion not only benefit others but also enrich our own lives, fostering a sense of purpose and connection. An integral part of practicing compassion, and often the most challenging, is forgiveness and letting go, the ability to release resentment and bitterness, both towards others and towards ourselves. Forgiveness is not just about freeing others from their mistakes, it's also about freeing oneself from the corrosive effects of bitterness and resentment. Holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only harms ourselves, poisoning our minds and preventing us from moving forward. By letting go of negative emotions, we create the conditions for compassion to flourish. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning the other person's actions or forgetting what happened, it means choosing to release the anger and resentment that are holding us back. It's about accepting that the past is the past and that we cannot change it, but we can choose how we respond to it. Forgiveness is a process, not an event, and it may take time to fully release the pain and hurt. But by consciously choosing to forgive, we take back our power and reclaim our lives. The impact of practicing compassion is enormous, extending far beyond our individual relationships. It not only helps improve our relationships with others, fostering greater understanding and connection, but also increases the sense of happiness and peace within our souls. When we act with compassion, we feel a sense of fulfillment and purpose, knowing that we are making a positive difference in the world. Compassion also fosters a sense of community, creating a more caring and supportive environment for everyone. Have you ever tried practicing compassion, consciously and deliberately, and felt a change in your life? Have you noticed how acts of kindness and understanding have not only benefited others but also enriched your own life? Try it, and you will find that compassion is not just a noble virtue, an abstract ideal to strive for, but also a practical path to respect and harmony in society. It's a way of living that not only benefits others but also transforms ourselves, making us more patient, understanding, and resilient. Remember, compassion not only helps others but is also a way for us to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life, a life that is grounded in empathy, kindness, and a genuine desire to make the world a better place. It's a life that is worthy of respect, both from ourselves and from others. Now, let's shift our focus to the power of our words and explore the second Stoic lesson, right speech. The way we communicate with others has a profound impact on our relationships and on how we are perceived by the world. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of using our words wisely, speaking with truth, kindness, and intention. Right speech is not just about avoiding lies or harmful language, it's about using our words to build bridges, foster understanding, and promote positive change. It's about being mindful of the impact of our words on others and choosing to speak in a way that is both honest and compassionate. First and foremost, always telling the truth is the foundation of all sincere communication. Honesty builds trust, and trust is the bedrock of any healthy relationship. When we are truthful in our interactions, we create an environment of transparency and authenticity, where others feel safe to be themselves and to share their thoughts and feelings openly. Lying, on the other hand, erodes trust and creates distance between people. It can damage relationships beyond repair and leave lasting scars. By choosing to speak the truth, even when it's difficult, we build trust with others, and that trust forms the basis for mutual respect. People respect those who are honest and forthright, even if they don't always agree with what they have to say. For example, in an important meeting, if you honestly admit a mistake instead of hiding it or blaming someone else, you will earn respect for your honesty and responsibility. Taking ownership of your errors, rather than trying to conceal them, demonstrates integrity and a commitment to accountability. It shows that you are willing to learn from your mistakes and that you value honesty above all else. This kind of transparency can be incredibly powerful in building trust and fostering a positive working environment. It's not always easy to admit when we've made a mistake, but the long-term benefits of honesty far outweigh the short-term discomfort. Honesty fosters a culture of trust and respect, where people feel safe to take risks and to speak their minds without fear of retribution. Kindness in words is also an important factor. Kind words not only make others feel comfortable but also help soothe tension and conflict. The tone and manner in which we speak can be just as important as the words themselves. A harsh or critical tone can undermine even the most well-intentioned message, while a kind and gentle tone can diffuse tension and create a more positive atmosphere. For instance, instead of harsh criticism, gentle and constructive feedback is more likely to be accepted and respected. Framing feedback in a positive and supportive way can make all the difference in how it is received. Instead of saying, "You completely messed this up," you could say, "I see some areas where this could be improved. Let's work together to find solutions and make it even better." This approach demonstrates empathy and a willingness to help, rather than simply pointing out flaws. It fosters a collaborative environment where people feel safe to learn and grow. The goal of feedback should be to help the other person improve, not to tear them down or make them feel inadequate. A simple act of kindness, like offering a sincere compliment or expressing gratitude, can also go a long way in building positive relationships. Recognizing and appreciating the efforts of others, even in small ways, can make them feel valued and respected. Additionally, useful words are those that hold value, providing knowledge or solutions to problems in daily life. Words that are helpful and supportive will be remembered and respected by others. Offering advice, sharing information, or providing assistance when someone is in need are all ways to use our words to make a positive impact. Being a resource for others, someone they can turn to for help and guidance, can earn you a great deal of respect. People appreciate those who are willing to share their knowledge and expertise, and they are more likely to reciprocate that kindness in the future. However, it's important to offer help and advice without being pushy or overbearing. Respect the other person's autonomy and allow them to make their own decisions. Simply offer your assistance and let them know that you are there if they need you. This approach demonstrates respect for their independence and avoids creating a sense of dependency. Moreover, conscious silence is another aspect of appropriate speech. Silence is not a sign of weakness but a way to demonstrate control and wisdom. Sometimes saying nothing is the best response to avoid unnecessary misunderstandings and conflicts. Knowing when to remain silent is a valuable skill that can help us navigate difficult situations with grace and composure. Reacting impulsively or saying the first thing that comes to mind can often lead to regret and damage relationships. Taking a moment to pause, reflect, and choose our words carefully can prevent us from saying something we will later regret. In situations where emotions are running high, silence can be a powerful tool for de-escalation. Instead of engaging in an argument or escalating the conflict, simply remaining silent can allow the other person to calm down and think more rationally. This doesn't mean that you are condoning their behavior or agreeing with their viewpoint, it simply means that you are choosing not to engage in an unproductive conflict. Finally, and this is the guiding principle behind all right speech, thinking before speaking is essential to ensure that our words do not hurt others. Considering the potential impact of our words on others is a sign of empathy and respect. Before we speak, we should ask ourselves, will these words be helpful or harmful? Will they build up or tear down? Will they foster understanding or create division? Choosing our words carefully and speaking with intention can make all the difference in our relationships. Jesus taught, "You shall love your neighbor as yourself." This can be understood as, before speaking, asking yourself whether your words will benefit or harm the listener. This golden rule is a powerful reminder to treat others with the same kindness and respect that we would want for ourselves. It's about considering the other person's feelings and choosing words that are encouraging, supportive, and uplifting. How can you apply these principles in your daily life to avoid being disrespected? Reflect on the Stoic philosophy's advice to improve your communication. By telling the truth, showing kindness, offering useful words, maintaining conscious silence, and thinking before speaking, you will not only avoid disrespect but also build sustainable and valuable relationships. These principles are not just about avoiding negative interactions, they are about actively creating positive and meaningful connections with others. They are about using our words to build bridges, foster understanding, and promote a culture of respect. What do you think about the power of words in Stoic philosophy? Have you ever experienced a situation where kind words or timely silence helped you gain respect from others? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your stories can inspire others to embrace these principles and create more positive and respectful interactions in their own lives. There are times in life when we feel caught up in a whirlwind of emotions and chaos, when the world seems to be spinning out of control and we are struggling to keep our balance. But amidst all that chaos, Stoic philosophy gives us a powerful method to find peace, a way to anchor ourselves in the present moment and to regain our sense of equilibrium. When we learn to focus on the present, we not only find inner stillness but also develop great self-esteem and control over our lives. This practice, often referred to as mindfulness, is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a key to living a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Now, for our third lesson, mindfulness. Have you ever wondered how to ensure that no one disrespects you? In Stoic philosophy, mindfulness is not just an abstract concept or a trendy buzzword, it's a method of living that brings self-respect and the ability to control your life. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being aware of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise, without getting carried away by them. It's about observing our internal experiences with curiosity and acceptance, rather than trying to suppress or avoid them. Mindfulness helps us focus on the present, assess situations calmly, and avoid being swept away by negative emotions. When we are mindful, we are less likely to react impulsively or to say or do things we will later regret. We are better able to assess situations objectively and to respond in a way that is both thoughtful and effective. Mindfulness is not about emptying our minds or achieving a state of perfect tranquility, it's about cultivating awareness and acceptance of the present moment, whatever it may bring. It's about learning to be present with our experiences, even the unpleasant ones, without judgment or resistance. Practicing meditation is one of the most effective ways to develop mindfulness. When we meditate, we learn to observe the flow of thoughts and emotions without being dominated by them. We create a space between our thoughts and our reactions, allowing us to respond with greater awareness and intention. Meditation doesn't have to be a lengthy or complicated process. Even a few minutes of daily meditation can have a profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being. Simply find a quiet place where you can sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Observe the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body, without trying to control it or change it in any way. As thoughts arise, simply acknowledge them and let them pass, without getting carried away by them. The goal is not to stop thinking, but to observe our thoughts without judgment or attachment. Imagine, like Marcus Aurelius, sitting quietly in a serene space, taking deep breaths, and feeling each breath. These moments of meditation help us achieve calmness and clarity, enabling us to respond wisely to situations that might lead to conflict or disrespect. Consistent meditation practice can train our minds to be more present and aware, not only during meditation but also in our daily lives. We begin to notice the subtle shifts in our thoughts and emotions, and we become better able to manage our reactions to stressful or challenging situations. The benefits of mindfulness are endless. When we live mindfully, not only does our mental health improve, but our self-control is also enhanced. This allows us to react thoughtfully and consciously rather than impulsively. We become less reactive and more responsive, able to choose our actions with greater awareness and intention. Mindfulness can also help us to develop greater empathy and compassion for others. When we are more aware of our own internal experiences, we are better able to understand and connect with the experiences of others. We become more sensitive to their emotions and more attuned to their needs. This can lead to more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. Imagine you're in a team meeting and a colleague criticizes you for a mistake that wasn't yours. Your heart races and emotions surge, but instead of reacting harshly, you take a deep breath and stay calm. You listen carefully, then calmly say, "I understand your concern, but the truth is that this error was caused by the system. I will work with the technical team to fix it." This way, you not only defend your point of view but also demonstrate self-respect and composure, making it impossible for others not to respect you. This is the power of mindfulness in action, the ability to remain calm and centered in the face of adversity, to respond with clarity and intention, and to maintain your self-respect even when challenged. Mindfulness is not just a tool for maintaining calm and clarity, it's also a solid foundation for building and protecting self-respect. When we are mindful, we are more aware of our own worth and value, and we are less likely to tolerate disrespect from others. We are better able to set healthy boundaries and to assert ourselves in a respectful and assertive manner. Mindfulness helps us to recognize our own strengths and weaknesses, to accept ourselves as we are, and to cultivate a sense of self-compassion. This inner strength and self-acceptance radiates outward, making us more confident and less susceptible to the opinions of others. In Stoic philosophy, living mindfully is the key to achieving a peaceful life and gaining respect from others. Let mindfulness guide you, and you will find yourself no longer swept away by emotional storms and always upholding self-respect. Embrace the practice of mindfulness, and you will discover a newfound sense of inner peace, self-confidence, and the ability to navigate the challenges of life with greater ease and grace. Moving on to our fourth Stoic lesson, let's discuss forgiveness. We all have experienced moments of hope followed by disappointment, whether in someone or something. The pain and hurt from betrayals often lead to resentment, instead of fading into memory. This resentment can fester, poisoning our minds and preventing us from moving forward. Dear friends, life is vast and long. Let us learn to forgive, to heal our wounds, forgive ourselves and others, and use our precious time to enjoy freedom and happiness in life. Forgiveness is a noble gesture from those who have been hurt towards those who caused the pain. It is when we accept and overlook the mistakes of others so they can realize their wrongdoings, and it helps us become stronger. Choosing to forgive someone means we are calm enough to reflect on everything, draw lessons, and heal the emotional wounds. In Stoic philosophy, forgiveness is not just a beautiful act but a profound lesson in spiritual freedom. Philosopher Epictetus once said, "People are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them." Forgiveness helps us free ourselves from the burden of resentment and hatred, allowing our souls to be lighter and more liberated. It's a conscious choice to release the grip that the past has on us, to break free from the chains of anger and resentment that bind us to the source of our pain. Forgiveness is not about condoning the actions of the other person, it's about releasing ourselves from the emotional prison that we have created. It's about taking back our power and choosing to move forward, unburdened by the weight of the past. Self-forgiveness is another important aspect we need to practice. Often, we find it easier to forgive others than to forgive ourselves. We hold ourselves to impossibly high standards and relentlessly berate ourselves for our perceived failures. However, accepting and forgiving our own mistakes helps us learn and grow. No one is perfect, and every mistake is an opportunity to improve oneself. Self-forgiveness is about recognizing our own humanity, acknowledging that we are all fallible, and treating ourselves with the same compassion and understanding that we would offer to a friend in need. It's about letting go of the self-criticism and self-blame that can hold us back from reaching our full potential. Forgiving ourselves allows us to learn from our mistakes without dwelling on them, to move forward with a sense of hope and optimism, and to cultivate a stronger sense of self-worth. Forgiving others not only gives them a chance to correct their mistakes but also frees our minds from negative emotions. Holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only harms ourselves, poisoning our minds and preventing us from moving forward. Forgiveness allows us to release these negative emotions and to create space for more positive feelings, such as peace, joy, and compassion. It's a conscious choice to let go of the past and to embrace the present moment, unburdened by the weight of anger and resentment. It's about taking back our power and choosing to live a life filled with peace and happiness. An illustrative example is the story of Nelson Mandela, who endured 27 years of imprisonment yet chose to forgive those who imprisoned him. His forgiveness made Mandela a symbol of peace and reconciliation, bringing positive change to an entire nation. Mandela's act of forgiveness was not a sign of weakness but a testament to his incredible strength and resilience. He understood that holding on to anger and resentment would only perpetuate the cycle of violence and oppression. By choosing to forgive, he broke that cycle and paved the way for a more just and equitable society. His example serves as an inspiration to us all, demonstrating the transformative power of forgiveness and its ability to heal even the deepest wounds. The benefits of forgiveness are limitless. It reduces stress, improves mental and physical health, and helps us build healthier relationships. Forgiveness is not about forgetting or overlooking the hurt, it's about accepting and overcoming it to live a fuller and happier life. It's about choosing to release the past and to embrace the present moment with a sense of hope and optimism. It's about taking back our power and choosing to live a life filled with peace, joy, and compassion. Let forgiveness become an indispensable part of your life so you can enjoy a free, peaceful, and happy existence. Share your thoughts on how forgiveness has impacted your life and the benefits you've gained from practicing forgiveness. Feel free to leave a comment below the video. Your stories can inspire others to embrace forgiveness and to experience its transformative power in their own lives. Our fifth Stoic lesson brings us to non-attachment. Have you ever wondered how to live without ever being disrespected? We can understand that to avoid being disrespected, we need to apply Stoic principles such as detachment from outcomes, letting go of material possessions, freeing ourselves from the need for acceptance, and practicing contentment. These principles are not about becoming indifferent or apathetic, they are about cultivating inner freedom and resilience. They are about recognizing that true happiness comes not from external circumstances but from within, from cultivating inner peace and living in accordance with our values. Detachment from outcomes is one of the most profound lessons. Imagine you pour your heart into a task, but the results do not meet your expectations. If you know how to detach from the outcome, you will remain calm and focused on your efforts. This doesn't mean that you don't care about the outcome, it means that you don't allow the outcome to define your worth or to control your emotions. You focus on putting in your best effort and accept that the results are often beyond your control. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, insofar as it stands ready against the accidental and the unforeseen and is not apt to fall." This attitude helps you remain unaffected by disrespectful remarks from others. When you are not attached to the opinions of others, you are less likely to be hurt by their criticisms or judgments. You are able to maintain your composure and to respond with equanimity, knowing that your worth is not determined by the approval of others. Letting go of material possessions also helps us live more lightly. When we are no longer bound by flashy things, we find freedom and peace of mind. Stoicism teaches us to appreciate what we have but not to become attached to it. Material possessions are fleeting and impermanent, and they cannot provide lasting happiness. True happiness comes from within, from cultivating inner virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, always advised us to live simply so as not to be dependent on material wealth, thereby maintaining self-respect and earning the respect of others. When we are not consumed by the desire for more possessions, we are free to focus on what truly matters, our relationships, our values, and our personal growth. Freeing yourself from the need for acceptance makes you stronger and more confident. No longer relying on the approval of others, you will feel free and more certain about the path you choose. The need for external validation can be a major source of unhappiness and insecurity. When we constantly seek the approval of others, we are giving them power over our emotions and our self-worth. Stoicism teaches us to be self-reliant and to find validation within ourselves. To trust our own judgment and to make decisions based on our values, regardless of what others may think. Finally, practicing contentment is the key to finding happiness in the simplest things. When you appreciate what you have, you emit positive energy and attract respect from others. Stoics believe that happiness does not come from grand things but from gratitude and satisfaction with the small daily moments. Contentment is not about being complacent or settling for mediocrity, it's about appreciating what we have in the present moment, even as we strive for improvement. It's about recognizing the good in our lives and focusing on the positive aspects of our experiences. These Stoic principles not only help you avoid disrespect but also bring a more serene and fulfilling life. Apply these valuable lessons to live a worthy life and remain unshaken by negative things. Embrace the principles of non-attachment, and you will discover a newfound sense of inner peace, resilience, and the ability to navigate the challenges of life with greater ease and grace. You will become less reactive to the opinions of others and more focused on living in accordance with your own values. You will find happiness not in external circumstances but in the simple joys of everyday life. We have just discussed the concept of non-attachment, an important principle that helps us keep our spirits up in all situations, not being drawn in by things that are not really important. This is a core part of Stoic philosophy, helping us live a peaceful life and not be affected by external things. I would like to sincerely thank you for watching and following half of this video. Your support and attention are great motivation for us to continue to bring useful and profound lessons from Stoic philosophy.